Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima SkyBox NX16 Rooftop Box and seeing how it fits on the top of our 2024 Subaru Outback. Now if you're looking to expand the cargo space of your Outback and you want to utilize that factory roof rack since you already have it, the SkyBox is going to be a great way to do it, and there's a number of reasons for that. For one, it's a pretty sizable box, giving you 16 cubic feet of storage space. But two, the factory roof rack sits really close to the top of the roof on your Outback, and that can present problems for certain clamp around accessories just not having the room or maybe making contact with that painted surface on your roof. The low profile clamps on the SkyBox are going to work great with your factory bars on your Outback, making it, in my opinion, the perfect solution. And here's a closer look at those clamps. It's hard to see because, like I said, everything sits so close to the roof, but at its closest point, you've got about an inch of space here, and the actual clamp part that tightens around the bar sits up even tighter than that. So it's going to keep your roof protected while still keeping a strong hold on those thinner factory bars. Other nice details about the fitment include the antenna fitting perfectly underneath one of these ridges on the box. We could even push it back further if we needed to. But there's also plenty of room for hatch clearance. So where we have the box positioned right now is pretty much centered on the roof. We're not extending forward over the windshield at all. And like I said, plenty of clearance with this back hatch, so we're not sacrificing any function of our vehicle. Plus we've got optimal spacing on the bars so that when we load it up with stuff, it's not going to be lopsided or overloaded in one area. And the final fitment thing I really like is the width. Your factory bars aren't super wide, but the box occupies most of that space really effectively. So we can open the box up with relative ease because it comes close to the edge of the vehicle, giving us much easier access in to load up some stuff or close the lid when we're done. But it also can be opened from either side, and because it's perfectly centered on our roof, we can reach both sides really easily. The box is constructed of an ABS plastic, which is completely standard across all rooftop boxes. What sets this one apart is the textured finish. They call it their nano texture. And really all that comes down to is that texture will hide scratches and scuffs a lot better than a glossy finished would. Some people just like the look of a glossy box better, but me personally, I like the function of that texture to protect it overall. Inside the box, you have a decent amount of space to work with. Because of the wider front end, you do have actually a lot of functional space in here where you can pack some bags closer to the edges and you're not just limited to the middle. The anchor points that clamp around the bars have tie-down loops right here so you can feed a strap through and around your cargo to keep it still. And overall, the box can handle 165 pounds of weight evenly distributed throughout. Now keep in mind that the box itself does carry a fair amount of weight, so you want to check what your roof rack on your Subaru is capable of and keep in mind the weight of the empty box and just go by the lowest rated components so we're not overloading our roof. The interior usable height of the box is going to be around 14 inches. That may change depending on the cargo or the place that you have all your cargo loaded up at. You know, for example, the front kind of tapers down here, so that height might differ from the very middle of the box where you've got the highest point. But compressible cargo like a duffel bag is going to lend itself best for something like this because when you close the lid, it can kind of conform around those contours and those different shapes. Me personally, I used this exact box on a big road trip I took this summer, and we went all around Utah and loaded it up with all of our camping gear. So the sleeping bags, the tent, anything else that was kind of in that soft form where it's not super heavy, so it wasn't a concern with the weight capacity, and easily compressible, and it worked great. We loaded it up with a lot of stuff and held it all really well for that 3,000-mile road trip. But when it comes to rooftop boxes, the thing I always tell people is it depends on what you're carrying. This option from Yakima is a great all-around box because it can hold some longer items, but it's also pretty tall for those duffel bags and camping gear. But if you're just looking to carry something like skis and snowboards, you're probably more concerned about a low-profile box. This one adds a little over 16 inches to the top of your Outback from the tallest point. So if you are taking this to a ski resort and you're parking in a parking garage, you got to factor that height in to make sure you can still clear. Whereas with a more low profile box, that's maybe not something you have to worry about as much. So again, just depends on your use case. But if you're looking for a good all-around cargo box for your Outback that's going to fit well with that factory roof rack, then I think the Yakima SkyBox NX16 is a great option. Thanks for watching.